What's up everybody? Welcome back or to the channel. So today we're going to do a real quick video on unboxing and installing the Can-Am Ryker adjustable windshield. Now, I've already taken this bike on a quick ride without the windshield, and I did have it on the highway. And I will say, you do get a lot of wind right at like your chest and face area. But because my wife plans on driving this bike a lot more, and we do plan on trying out some different trips with it this year, I wanted to get a windshield that was going to help further protect us from the wind, just so it's more comfortable when driving at higher speeds. So without further ado, let's just jump in and take a closer look at the windshield that I'm going to be installing. Okay, so just to recap, this is a 2021 Can-Am Ryker. But again, when you're riding this bike, let me see if I can sit on it and give you a general idea. When you're sitting on the bike, right here, all this wind right here is literally right in your chest. Now, I'm taller at 6'3", so if you're a shorter person, that wind might be right at your neck level or even in your face. But for me, it's literally right in my chest. If you're wearing a full face helmet, it's really not that big of a deal. But I did have this on the highway driving at about 85 miles per hour, and that wind was really hitting you in the chest a little bit. And I just wanted to try this windshield out, mainly because my wife is going to be driving this bike a lot more this year, and she wanted to have a little bit more protection from the wind. So that's the primary reason we're installing this. But I do want to test it out sometime and just see, does the windshield feel better when driving or not? So before we jump into the windshield, if any of you are wondering what type of battery tender I have, this is actually the Can-Am battery tender here. This is the 3-amp one. It's actually the smart one that has the LED light up that tells you it's fully charged or it's charging and where it is. This is actually a really nice one. Plugs into my wall over here, has a hook right on it, and I pretty much just hang it right over here on the mirror. And then what I did, okay, I have the battery tender hooked up to the ground in the positive, and then I have the fuse just sitting right here, and then I have it zip tied along over the back, and then zip tied right up under here so I could easily access it from right over here under this side panel. I basically just reach my hand underneath it here, plug it in, and when I'm done, unplug it, cap it, and we're good to go. So that's what I have for my battery tender. And again, if you're interested in something like this, I'll put a link in the description for the battery tender that I got for this bike, if interested. Okay, so right over here, that right there is the adjustable windshield kit for the Can-Am Ryker. Again, I already kind of cut the tape to check it out on the inside. But let me go ahead and start unboxing it to get all the hardware out. But let me see if I can just kind of pop this out with one hand. There we go. Okay, let me see if I can take this out here. Okay, so that's basically what it is. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the clear windshields, so I might try to either tint this myself, or I might just try to buy a replacement shield that's tinted already, but that's no big deal. But again, I just am not a big fan of clear windshields. I like to go with stuff that's more smoked like that. But essentially, this is pretty much how it's gonna go. There's gonna be a mounting kit that mounts right here into those side bolts right here on both sides. And then once you get it on there, this right here is adjustable where you pull the latch and the windshield could slide up or down based on what height you need that windshield to be at. So let me go ahead, finish unboxing some of the actual hardware parts in here, and we'll lay them out on the table here and I'll show you what they are and we'll get it installed. So I'll be right back here in a minute. Okay, so now that we're back here, all you're gonna have in the actual kit is this fairing piece here, and it says Can-Am branded right here. Again, it's just a nice heavy duty polymer type plastic feel. Very nice and sturdy, feels pretty good. Has some nice cutouts for airflow and just an overall good look. You have that. Then what you have is the 4 bolts here that actually already come with the thread locker on it already. And then you're gonna have your adjustable windshield. And what I mean by being an adjustable windshield is once it's mounted, all you're gonna do is release this quick tab right in the front. You just kind of stick your finger back there, drop it down. It loosens it up a little bit. And then, see if I can do this without it being mounted. You can actually take this and lift it up higher or drop it down lower. So you can actually raise the windshield up or down. I'd say probably a good 3 inches or so. But again, it all depends on the height of the rider. So for someone like me who's a little bit taller, I can actually pull it all the way up, lock it in, and now the windshield is going to be about roughly 3 inches higher. Or if you're a shorter person, pull the latch, drop it all the way down, lock it in. Now it's a little bit lower. So again, you have the full ability to customize the height of this windshield at your leisure, which I think is a pretty nice feature there. So again, to get it installed, all you're gonna do is take these brackets here, slide them from the front of the fairing here. Again, you want the Can-Am facing down. So you're basically, see if I can do it from an angle like this. You're gonna have it facing down like that. You're gonna slide it through the front. And then on the back, you wanna line up your holes just like that. Again, that's primarily, see if I can get you in the light. That's what you want it to look like. You want to line your holes up, and then you're just gonna take your 4 bolts. Again, these are like the star bit bolt here. And then what I'm using to actually put the bolts on is just a T30 hex bit. It fits really good, nice and tight. And I have an extension on here with a socket wrench. I can just go ahead and tighten these bolts down. So let's go ahead and get this mounted on the bike, and we'll see how it looks once it's on. Okay, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is just line it up. And the hardest part is probably just getting in there. I'd say let's start with the bottom bolt first. Seems to be a little easier for access. Okay. Might have to use a different type of socket here. But this one's working so far. I'm just gonna put 1 bolt in for now, just to kind of tighten it in place to hold it until I can get the rest of the bolts put in. Now again, you don't want these bolts to be too tight. You want to get them lined up first. And once they're lined up, then you can go back through and tighten them down later. Okay, that's pretty good there. Okay, and then once you get the 2 bottom bolts set in place, again, don't tighten them too tight, just tighten them just enough. Then we're gonna have to get in here and get these top bolts put in, which are a little bit harder. And what's nice about this plastic fairing right here is it also helps put protection on your instrument panel that's behind here. So again, you have some nice airflow, but it does protect the instrument panel, so from any road debris, it's gonna protect that from being damaged. And if you got big hands like me, it's kind of hard to fit your hands back here because there's not a whole lot of room. All right, so I got that. And let me just see if I can go ahead and find a way to get this wrench in there. I might have to, the bottom one is not too bad. The top ones are where it's a little bit tight. Let's see if I can lift this up. Maybe it'll give me some better access. Okay. All right, so I did improvise and figured out how to get those top bolts that are behind this fairing tightened. I just took my T30 socket, which is this right here. I stuck it in there from the back, just like that, which exposes just enough of that bit. And then I took a big fat screwdriver right into the socket. And that's how I did it. So it actually worked pretty good. It allowed me to get in there and tighten that up. So that worked out really good that way, and it actually works for the bottom too. So again, if you don't have the right tools to do this, you can improvise with just a socket and a large screwdriver. All right. Okay, so we went ahead and got it installed. Again, not too bad, because back here, right under here, if you can kind of see, you have the bottom bolt and the top bolt. The bottom bolt is not so bad to get to. The top bolt is very tight. It's a very tight space to get to it. So again, to kind of show you what I did in the light, I took my T-bit right here, my socket, and I stuck it right in there, just like that, as you can see the socket. And then I got a big screwdriver like this, right into the outside edge right here. But we got it tight, we figured it out, and we got it installed. That's what it looks like. So again, I really wish it was tinted, because I think the clear just doesn't look as good. So what I'll probably do is I might try to tint it myself, which I think I can. There's only a little bit of a contour right here on both sides. I think if I got a sheet of window tint that you would typically use for a car, I might be able to tint that, maybe tint it from the inside. So I might try that. Or I'll just see if they happen to have a smoked lens online somewhere, maybe an aftermarket one I can put on here as well. So to adjust it, you just go ahead, drop down your latch. There it goes. It just dropped down about 3 inches, give or take. You want to raise it back up, just kind of lift it up. It's a little tight. Ugh. There you go. So let's go ahead, drop it back down, get on the bike and see what it looks like. Okay, so that's basically what it is. So I'd say right now, my chin is probably right at the top here, which is actually not bad. It should protect me right in my chest. But let's say that I don't have my full face helmet on and I just don't want some of that air blowing that air right in my face or my eyes. Then I could do is reach forward, pull the latch, lift this up, lock it back down. There you go. Now it's probably about my nose level, which is primarily probably where you want it. So it actually looks kind of cool. I just think it would be so much better if it was tinted. So that'll have to be something we'll do on a different day. But again, what I do like is that this shroud right here, okay, it's protecting your instrument panel. Because without this windshield, this instrument panel is pretty much exposed to the road debris. So if vehicles in front of you are flinging up rocks, it could be hitting the back of your instrument panel, possibly causing some damage. But having this windshield is really good for protecting the driver from a lot of that road debris and wind as well. And again, being that it's adjustable, I like that I can actually lift it up or down, however I so choose. Again, I just think it'll look a lot better if it was tinted. But that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the adjustable windshield for the Can-Am Ryker. But stay tuned to the channel because I will be doing a lot more moto vlogging. I got my helmet figured out. I got my new helmet. I got the GoPro mount. I got my GoPro. I got the microphone. I'll be doing a lot more motorcycle vlogging videos. So I will be doing some rides on the Ryker, and I will be doing a lot more riding on my Street Glide this year as well. But that right there is what the windshield looks like. I think it looks good. It's very easy to install. It's very sturdy. I like how it's adjustable up and down. I like this fairing behind it that actually is protecting your instrument panel. I think that's a really nice feature. It looks awesome on the bike. I just need to figure out a way to tint that screen. Again, a lot of you might not care if it's tinted. Again, my personal preference, I just like having a smoked out screen. I think it looks better with the overall theme of the bike. So there you go, everybody. That right there is the real quick and easy install of the Can-Am Ryker adjustable windshield. It really only took me about 5 or 10 minutes to actually install it. The hardest part is just getting my big hands and a tool into those tight spots where the bolts are. I ended up finding out that my T30 socket fit real good behind the actual fairing, and I just ended up using a large screwdriver to get in there to actually tighten it down, and it worked perfect because there wasn't a whole lot of room for my socket wrench to fit back there and actually work. But the screwdriver and the socket itself worked like a charm. It's installed, it's good to go. So again, my overall impressions of the Can-Am Ryker adjustable windshield, I give it a thumbs up. I think it's a great little windshield. It mounts perfectly to the bike. It looks awesome. I like how you can adjust it up or down roughly about 3 inches or so. I think it's going to obviously stop with wind deflection, but it's also going to protect the driver from any kind of frontal road debris that might be sprayed up in your face. It should help with that. And it's also going to help protect the back of your instrument panel from any kind of road debris damaging that. So overall, I think this is a nice little feature to the bike, and I'm glad I got it. I just need to figure out how to smoke out the lens because the clear lens just doesn't do it for me. But overall, I'll figure that out in a later video. So that's it. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like this video. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And also do me a favor, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell because again, springtime is almost here. I have a lot more videos coming on the motorcycles and a lot of other content on my trucks and other modifications coming this year. So definitely make sure you hit that notification bell because there's a lot of content to come. But that's it. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. I truly appreciate you all. Thank you for all of the support. And as always, see you in the next video.